different level, but to be able to draw from their studying and years of teaching, right? We can benefit so much more by um, seeing a casual conversation in the living room setting between um, Larry Hoover and H. Rap Brown, right? Can you imagine just the casual conversation they would have and the value that add to our community,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we need to understand the struggle that we've been through. And most of the people don't have a very keen perception of protracted struggle, what it means and how it takes for us to overcome it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
probably
Steve Coakley was the truth. I wish Steve Coakley was still around and give us some more of them jewels he used to be dropping.
who was that?
You remember him? Remember Steve Coakley from Chicago?
I don't even.
But he was the one who was teaching us about the Black Boule.
No, I have to look
Right.
that up.
Yeah. He didn't know that he was talking about the JDL when he was talking about them Negroes. He didn't know he was talking about them motherfuckers like that. He thought he was talking about pale-skinned Europeans and the Negroes that worked for them.
Mm.
He didn't know he was dragging out the motherfuckers that was hiding behind the scenes in the secret societies doing the dirt. And he was putting them in the front, letting everybody see what these Negroes look like.
Mm.
And they couldn't have that.
Hold on, I need to write his name down. Are you saving this live?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll go back. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I need this name. Hold on.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But it's like part of it, like the fraternities and sororities and the universities and colleges,
Mm-hmm.
right? They not all there to manufacture motherfuckers that work for the system,
Mm-hmm.
right? They really there for us to be able to have bonds of affection between us off brotherhood through similar circumstances of struggle. So when you go through the hazing period, this is when you build in the bond with the brothers of your order.
In the trust, okay.
Yeah.
But it got infiltrated then.
Yeah. All of the secret societies got infiltrated.
Yeah.
Point of entry was 32 degrees Scottish Rite.
Mm. Man, you know why education is so important? Because, or at least just being able to comprehend and pick up a book and just get what's being put down in the book is because you're dropping so many gems and so much knowledge that I know I'm missing. Like, you know, the games, are you trying to get all the apples? I'm like, you know what? It's divine. Like, whoever it's meant for is going to fall into the lap and the ears of the babes. So it's okay.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the things, like, I didn't know when I was putting this puzzle together that it was going to play out like this.
Yeah.
Nobody don't understand the level of fucked up I was to find out that some motherfuckers that looked it like us was behind this shit the whole time. That was the most traumatic shit I ever experienced in my life.
Yeah, because I mean this whole time you're told that your enemy, especially for Aboriginal, you know, Black men and women, your enemy is the white man. Your enemy is the white man. And you know,
Mm-hmm.
so you're told that
And
literally all
that's
your
a
life
half
and
truth
through
too.
generations.
Hey, look, that's a half truth too.
There is some truth
Because
of like
the enemy is the white man, but the white man ain't white.
exactly.
That's the half of the truth that ain't been told.
See, so my thing that I'm coming into at this moment is like we perceive white as a complexion, you know, and then we also look at it as a race of people. And we know that the Black woman and the Black man can give birth to an array of colors, right? So in knowing
Mm-hmm.
that, then okay, I have to accept the truth that if we're talking scientifically, then the makeup of the Black woman and the Black man is God, because that's what gives birth to all the people. But when we're talking about living on a planet, and when you talk about giving birth and then dropping off you know, little bodies everywhere, they adapt to the environment. So their skin changes, their, you know, everything changes about the people. And like in my heart of hearts, I feel like it's so much about character at this point, because the truth, there's a lot of truths have been lost in the history of oppression that we're taught. And also we picked up so many prejudice that we did the work of the enemy. So yeah, there was segregation and there is racism, but that's because it was a game of telephone and somebody whispered something in somebody's ear and you picked it up as a trait and as a personality. And I feel like it's really about character now, because we think that the enemy is just a particular set of people, when really it's a conglomerate that came together working for, you know, the man or the thing that comes from another being.
Right. But that goes back to they come just like we come in our shades, they come in our shades. The ones that's working against us, they come in all shades. But the ones that's helping us come in all shades.
Right. That's
right?
why that discernment is key, so you can discern the spirit and the character of somebody.
Right. And then you get to read the person for who they is, as opposed to following the dogmatic pursuit of what has been weaponized against us. Racism is a weapon. It's one of the most subtle weapons, because it's done under the pretense of the caste system,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is a governmental construct, right? So all of that shit is to be weaponized against us. They weaponized our spirituality and gave us religion as a weapon, right? They weaponize our understanding of law or lack thereof. They weaponized our ignorance in order to use it against us.
Right.
So everything been weaponized against us. The classism, racism, sexism, all them isms, the religions, the social factors that's been set up as an illusion to give the appearance of legitimacy.
Right.
Right? Now that shit over with. Because the mission that we own now is to walk through things and try to see it for what it is, so we can tell the ones who don't see it what they going into.
How do you know what to say and what not to say? Because I do, like, I know that spirit guides you too, because spirit will, I've had that where it's like, be quiet. But then, you know, like, I guess I answer my own question, but because sometimes it's like, I don't know if
you have clues as to what to say and when to speak up. A good example is I just took my dog for a late walk, later than normal. I just got the urge. I didn't know why, right? So on the walk, I started smoking the blunt, and I'm cool all the way till I get close to my dock that I sit on to get my downloads, right? So by me smoking the blunt, all of a sudden I get this sour taste in my mouth, right? Now, what am I thinking about was this birth certificate right here. And I was thinking about saving the birth certificate to put in the public domain until like the weekend. Big Mama said, spit that shit up. So it comes across as a physiological response, what I'm thinking, and the sudden hit to the body to perform the function, and there's nothing coming up. Right? The only thing that's coming up is froth. Right? So, and then they tell me, okay, Big Mama say, spit that shit up. Right? And I gotta say it out loud or it won't stop. Right? So while I'm sitting here going through this gag and trying to catch my breath and spitting, if I don't say spit that shit up out loud, it won't stop. I'll be doing that shit non-stop until I say it.
Oh my gosh.
And then that's how I know whatever I was thinking about, she said, put that shit out there.
Okay.
Right. So then I come in and I respond by giving the information she told me to give. Spit that shit up.
Okay. It's, you know, I'm silent because it's like you got it. Sometimes, like when, you know, when God tells you something, it's like, for real? Like, you want me to say what? You know what they about to say about me when I say this? You know.
But you know, Big Mama got a foul mouth sometimes.
Yeah.
She make my deal look. She done make my deal look like she ain't saying nothing.
Right.
Cause Big Mama like to cuss.
It's nothing like a good cuss word sometimes. It bring the whole sentence together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you want to flip a couple cards on something?
Sure, go ahead. I'm ready.
Let me see if I got something in here we can ask about.
Okay, so y'all know those ropes.
Oh, that's a good question.
Go ahead.
All right, so the question or the query for the cards is, what? No, that's not a good question. The structure of the question is important.
The structure of the question is important.
So the signs we're looking for is the raising of the matriarch. How would you put that in the question format that we can read it?
Hey, say it one more time.
We trying to discover the information on when will the matriarch rise? Right. That's the flip of the system.
That's the flip of the system. Well, okay, I took that question in two ways, like literally and figuratively. So, you know, I took it figuratively when you said it's the flip of the system, but the system is already flipping on its head over and over and over and over, and over again. So now what Spirit is calling for the matriarchs to do the feminine is to come into your feminine, Sekhmet energy. So Sekhmet is all about transformation and taking all of who you are in healing. You have to operate operate in your optimal level. And I know I said feminine, but I do mean like everybody, because really it's really time to this answer kind of has different levels to it. It's really time to get right within yourself and align with Spirit and align with, you know, to really get your heart light. I don't know if, you know, if that makes sense to you, to really like, you know, when Brandy or Moesha, she had a day, you know, her day, she had something happen. She went and she wrote in her diary to release that. So there's a lot of like healing that needs to happen first, but the system is already flipping. So the question is, how are you preparing for the flip? Because
and then raise the card up again.
let me pull it up. Hold on a second. And it's number 7.
Okay. All right. Now behind Sekhmet, this is what looks like a cape flying in the wind is red. You see it?
And on the bottom it says transformation, fierce, compassion, healer.
Right. And she's coming in through the clouds on 3 cobras. Right?
Right.
Now, if you look at the bottom, you see what we call lotus flowers. Right? And it's 3, 6, it's 9 of them. Right? 9 is completion. Lotus flower represents the crown chakra. Right? So to the finish is coming in, behind the three cobras. The cobra is the caduceus, or it's the symbol for wisdom. And the three cobras is representative of wisdom from left hand, right hand, and the straight bump.
Mm-hmm.
Mother line, father line, and what you learned on your own. Right? It's all in agreement. Now, Sekhmet brings in fire energy. Because the legend of Sekhmet is that she was in such a rage that they had to mix that blood with the alcohol to get her drunk before they can calm her down.
Mm.
Right? And she came here by leave of Osiris, the father, for the purpose of cleaning the land. She came down to basically slaughter the infidels.
Mm.
So the Sekhmet energy is high priestess, fire energy, chaotic but under control. Right? It's the top tier of fire energy. So this is what they mean when they say fire from heaven.
Mm.
They're talking about Sekhmet. Now, Sekhmet represents the daughter of the father who is in the rage about the death of the father, which Set murdered Osiris. Right? So Sekhmet comes to aid her brother Horus in the revenge of the death of the father.
Mm.
Right? So now the brother might not know she there, or she might not know he there, but both of those energies is converging metaphysically to cleanse the family line.
Mm-hmm.
So the fire energy is coming from heaven. As you see in the card, Sekhmet is coming from the skies, and she ain't happy because her mouth is in a rage.
Mm.
Right? So she's coming to bring that fiery cleansing energy. Yesterday, the Vatican, Rome was on fire.
Mm.
Right? That's called a knockback. So we connecting something that happened in the physical world to the description that the card is expressing as we break down the symbolism of the card. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the clouds behind her not white, they baby blue.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So baby blue represents the blue baby, or the baby boy that came from daddy's baby boy. Right? Daddy baby boy is boy blue. Right? And mama's baby boy is the red boy.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the red line is the mother line, is the blood inheritance
Mm.
that comes on the mother line, where the blue line is the father line, where the upright man can rule if he have the blue blood of the father, the noble trait.
Mm.
Right? All of this being expressed from Sekhmet on her way, that means that this shit is coming to an end. Because Sekhmet energy is not a jovial
No.
and what we call go along to get along ass energy.
When it say transformational is in transformation. It's like you got to knock a building down to rubble in order to build something new.
So it's the code. It's the code of the phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
The transformation comes in the burning it to its ashes.
Mm-hmm.
When you burn something to its ashes, that's called the least common denominator. Why? Because no matter what you burn the ash, all of the ash is going to turn out to be carbon. I don't care where you burn that shit at.
Mm.
It's going to turn into carbon.
And carbon. I want to say I'm not knowing how to put it and ask this question, but carbon is like the God molecule.
So carbon in death is called ash.
Mm-hmm.
Carbon in its living organic substance in the ground is called oil.
Okay.
But in your skin, it's called melanin,
Okay.
right? But in its highest state, it's called ether. And it's no longer 666 now. As ether is 999. On the ground, it's 666. In the sky or in the above,
Okay.
the ether is 999.